To the world, she was Ethel Mertz, the quintessential sidekick, the loyal friend, and the comedic anchor of the most famous sitcom in history. But the woman behind the character was a powerhouse of resilience, a Broadway veteran, and a soul who fought tooth and nail for her own identity. In the royal time of Hollywood, the stories of our favorite stars often hide deep layers of struggle and triumph. Today, we look back at the life of Vivian Vance and the heartbreaking final interview that stripped away the Hollywood glamour and left a room full of people in tears. The Rebellion of Vivian Jones. Born Vivian Roberta Jones in 1909 in Cherry, Kansas, Vivian's journey to the spotlight was anything but easy. Growing up in a conservative household with 6 siblings, she found her voice early, but her passion for the stage was met with fierce opposition. Her mother, Euphemia, viewed acting as a sinful and unstable path. But Vivian was a rebel with a purpose. In a symbolic act of independence, she changed her surname to Vance and began sneaking out of her bedroom window to attend rehearsals and auditions. Her talent eventually won over her community in Albuquerque, who raised money to send her to New York to study under the greats. By 1932, Vivian was on Broadway. She started in the chorus, but her wit and timing soon earned her starring roles in Cole Porter musicals. She was a sophisticated stage actress long before she ever set foot on a television set. The birth of a legend, Ethel Mertz. In 1951, the landscape of entertainment changed forever. Desi Arnaz and producer Jess Oppenheimer saw Vivian in a play called The Voice of the Turtle and knew they had found their Ethel Mertz. Though Vivian was younger and more glamorous than the character was written, her chemistry with Lucille Ball was undeniable. For 7 years, I Love Lucy dominated the airwaves. However, the success was a double-edged sword. Vivian struggled with being constantly recognized only as Ethel, leading her to insist that her character on the Lucy show be named Vivian. She wanted the world to finally see the woman behind the apron. A journey of the heart. Vivian's personal life was a series of complex chapters. She navigated 4 marriages, each reflecting a different era of her growth. The early years, her first 2 marriages to Joseph Danek Jr. and George Koch were casualty to the pressures of a rising career. The Hollywood strain. Her 18-year marriage to actor Philip Ober was notoriously difficult, marked by personality clashes and the intense scrutiny of the I Love Lucy years. The final piece. In 1961, she married publisher John Dodds. Far from the glare of Los Angeles, they found a quiet rhythm in Connecticut. John became her rock, standing by her through the darkest challenge of her life, a devastating cancer diagnosis. The final interview. A sacred moment. Vivian Vance's final interview is now etched in Hollywood history. It wasn't a standard promotional sit-down, it was a soul-bearing confession. As the cameras rolled, the room became silent, gripped by the raw vulnerability of a woman who knew her time was short. "I never expected to be remembered," she whispered. For a woman who helped build a television empire, the humility of that statement was staggering. She spoke about the burden of being the funny friend and the loneliness that often follows an actor when the studio lights go out. When the conversation turned to Lucille Ball, Vivian's voice broke. "Lucy saved my life more than once," she admitted. She spoke of their bravery and the bond that transcended the screen. By the time she finished speaking, the crew members, hardened technicians who had seen it all, were openly weeping. Vivian didn't ask for pity. She spoke of body image pressures, health battles, and the realization that sometimes laughter is the only way to survive the pain. Her final message was simple. If I made someone feel less alone, it was all worthwhile. The final curtain. In 1977, a stroke left Vivian partially paralyzed, and her health continued to decline. On August 17, 1979, the world lost one of its most gifted performers. Vivian Vance was far more than a sidekick. She was a woman of immense depth who chose to speak her truth with honesty and grace. Her final interview wasn't just a goodbye, it was a gift to the millions of people who had welcomed her into their homes for decades. What is your favorite Vivian Vance moment? Was it a classic Ethel Mertz scheme or her later work with Lucy? Let us know in the comments below. If you are moved by Vivian's journey and want to see more stories from the royal time of Hollywood, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification so you never miss an update.